Do I need to share my screen?
It's up to you, Mataji.
I have a book I'm comfortable with reading, so
Sure, sure.
thank you. Today, Hare Krishna everyone. Today we'll be reading from Canto 1, Chapter 17, Punishment and Reward of Kali, text number 17. Dharma Uvacha एतद्वः पाण्डवेयानां युक्तम् आर्थाभयं वचः येषां गुणगुणैः कृष्णो दौत्यादौ भगवान् कृतः. I would like to start prayers. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते. तप्त काञ्चना गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्. स वै पुंसां परो धर्मो यतो भक्तिरधोक्षजे अहैतुकीयप्रतिहता ययात्मा सुप्रसिद्धति. वासुदेवे भगवती भक्तियोगा प्रयुक्तः जनयत्यास्य वैराग्यं ज्ञानं च यत् अहैतुकं. शुश्रूषोषदानस्य वासुदेवा कथारुचि षण्महत्सेवया विप्रा पुण्यतीर्थनिषेवनात्. शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्णा पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृदयन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृत्सताम्. नष्टप्रायेष्व भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. तदा रजस्तमो भावा कामलोभादयश्चेत् चेतयेतेरनाविद्धं सितं सत्त्वे प्रसिदति. एवं प्रसन्न मनसो भगवद्भक्तियोगतः भगवत्तत्त्वविज्ञानं मुक्तसङ्गस्य जायते. विद्यते हृदयग्रन्थिश्छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशयः क्षीयन्ते चास्य कर्माणि दृष्टा एवात्मनीश्वरे. कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपाकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. नमो पङ्कजनाभाय नमो पङ्कजमालिने नमो पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रये. त्वयि मे अनन्यविषया मतिर्मधुपते अशकृत् रतिम् उद्वहतात् अद्धा गंगे वागं धन्वती. क्वीन कुंती महारानी की जय. श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम. Thank you for giving me this opportunity today. I'll be reading the word text number 17. Just one more time. Dharma uvacha etadvah pandaveyanam yuktam ardhabhayam vachaha yesham gunagunaihi krishno dautyadau bhagavan kritaha. Word to word meanings. Dharmaha uvacha. The personality of religion said, etat, all these, vaha, by you, pandaveyanam, of those who are in the Pandava dynasty, yuktam, just befitting, artha, the sufferer, abhayam, freedom from all fears, vachaha, speeches, yesham, those, gunaihi, by the qualifications, krishnaha, even Lord Krishna, dautyadau, the duty of a messenger, etc. Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, kritaha, performed. Translation. The personality of religion said, these words just spoken by you befit a person of the Pandava dynasty, captivated by the devotional qualities of the Pandavas, Even Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, performed duties as a messenger. Purport by His Divine Grace HG Bhakti Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The assurances and challenges made by Maharaja Parikshit are never exaggerations of his real power. The Maharaja said that even the denizens of heaven could not escape his stringent government if they were violators of religious principles. He was not falsely proud, for a devotee of the Lord is equally as powerful as the Lord, or sometimes more powerful by his grace, and any promise made by a devotee, though it may be ordinarily very difficult to fulfill, is properly executed by the grace of the Lord. The Pandavas, by their unalloyed devotional service and full surrender unto the Lord, made it possible for the Lord to become a chariot driver or sometimes their letter messenger. Such duties executed by the Lord for his devotee are always very pleasing to the Lord, because the Lord wants to render service to his unalloyed devotee, whose life has no other engagement than to serve the Lord with full love and devotion. Maharaja Parikshit, grandson of Arjuna, the celebrated friendly servitor of the Lord, was a pure devotee of the Lord like his grandfather Yudhishthira. And therefore, the Lord was always with him, even from the time when he was helplessly lying in the womb of his mother and was attacked by the blazing Brahmastra weapon of Ashwadhama. A devotee is always under the protection of the Lord, and therefore the assurance of protection by Maharaja Parikshit could never be without meaning. The personality of religion accepted this fact and thus thanked the king for his being true to his exalted position. Um, First of all, I'm not qualified to be here to be speaking in front of many exalted and very well educated spiritually, scientifically, and every aspect of all of your education. I'm nowhere near to that, so I don't have the qualification to speak. But only because of my Guru Maharaj's mercy and his divine grace, Srila Prabhupada's mercy, I'm just doing this service for my own purification. So, let me see. Let me share my understanding, and we can go through some examples where Krishna was blissful serving his devotees, and we can see some of the examples of devotees who were empowered by Krishna and moved mountains to make it all happen. So let's just go into those discussions. So first of all, the understanding part of the aspect, right? So here we know the context. If we followed every day, you've been following, and then what we heard was now the dharma in the form of bull is speaking to Parishit Maharaj. Parishit Maharaj was asking, what is the cause of suffering, and Dharma was trying to answer, and Parishit Maharaj is assuring Dharma that even if the denizens of heaven go out off the religious rules and regulations, he will punish them. He will directly uproot them. So he's like, he's not exaggerating. Dharma is trying to elaborate that he's not just blindly following whatever Parikshit Maharaj is telling him, but he is giving an explanation of the assurance. And Srila Prabhupada kindly is giving us that definitions and meanings so that we can understand properly. So he's saying the assurances and challenges made by Maharaj Parikshit are never exaggerations of his real power. It's not an exaggeration, because we should understand who is Maharaj Parikshit first of all. Here it says he is coming from he's Pandaveyanam. That means who are coming in the Pandava dynasty. Who are Pandavas? Pandavas are the unalloyed devotees of the Lord who are like fully devoted, and there is no other place they go to. We have learned from the prayers of Queen Kunti, where we have learned that Pandavas only turn to Krishna when there is any calamity. Even we have seen in Arjuna's case, right? Even if there is any kind of calamity, even when Brahmastra was coming towards him, there was no time to act and think. But still, Arjuna paused Arjuna paused and then turned to Krishna. He took the time to pray to Krishna before doing anything else, before doing any kind of self-defense or self-protection or any kind of such act. So we should understand, even from Queen Kunti, right? She's most exalted queen of the queen of all times, I would say. She's my idol, and she gives me a lot of strength. When I think about Queen Kunti, all my problems, go away like poof. So when Queen Kunti was going through so many turbulences in her life, having to deal with raising 5 children on her own, without husband protection, without family members protection, even Dhritarashtra was not helping. He was trying to kill the family, even the little children, like like Bhima. He was so cute, like so chubby and so powerful, little powerful boy. And Dhritarashtra was encouraging Duryodhana's deeds, and he was not punishing Duryodhana. He was like, so they were left and right. Pandavas were left and right, getting bombarded by these life-threatening situations, and in every situation they were only turning to Krishna. They were not taking any other shelters. Any other shelter will be an fallible shelter. So we have so many fallible soldiers in our life that we turn to, like relatives, friends, family, and so many other kinds of like drugs, intoxication, or addictions, all kind of addictions. People turn to these kind of fallible things that are temporary and will end at, at some point in their life. But Arjuna's, family, like Pandavas, the whole Pandava dynasty, they only turn to Krishna. Here we should understand, he's saying the Pandavas, by their unalloyed devotional service and full surrender unto the Lord, made it possible for the Lord to become chariot driver or sometimes their letter messenger. So the Lord, impressed or convinced by Pandava's devotion, right? He comes down and becomes a charioteer. We have seen that beauty also, right? We have seen that part of the Srimad Bhagavatam, how he was like serving Arjuna as a charioteer. He was driving him around while Arjuna was fighting. He can do it himself. Uh, Krishna could have annihilated the whole, Duryodhana family with just a blink of his eye or a snap of his fingers. He can do anything, but he wanted Pandavas. He empowered Arjuna. He wanted to prove that his devotee is no less. His devotee, he can conquer the world. His devotee can establish dharma equally. He's um, so so in that dynasty is where Maharaj Parikshit is coming from. And who is Maharaj Parikshit here? Maharaj Parikshit is a very, very special, pure soul. He's very, very special, and he has so many good qualities. We have read all of his how many exalted persons he was compared with, right? We have seen that chapter also. He was compared with a lot of. I can't even begin to recollect, actually, because there's so many references of how many exalted persons he's compared with Maharaj Parikshit. And here Srila Prabhupada was reminding us that by his very birth, even before his birth, when he was in the womb helplessly lying in the womb, he was protected by the Lord Krishna. So he's saying that Maharaj Parikshit is such a he's great. He's not an ordinary person like you and me. So when Maharaj Parikshit is assuring dharma, he's not exaggerating. He's like giving him the facts, and dharma is accepting it. He's saying, dharma is saying that he is Srila Prabhupada's last sentence says, right? The personality of religion accepted this fact and thus thanked the king for his being true to his exalted position. So many times people are in exalted positions, right? For them it's very easy to fall down. It's very easy to fall down. So it's like this, right? When we are at the bottom, it's very yes, we have to endeavor. When we start to make progress and we try to work hard, and it's okay. that happens, and it is just natural. But then when somebody, reaches an exalted position, right, trying to take respect and accept the respect coming from, and so much fame and name coming, so much appreciation going around, it is so easy to fall down. Especially in the Pandava dynasty, Maharaj Parikshit was so exalted, and it is so easy to fall down. But then he did not. He never, he was true to his exalted position. So that's what my understanding is in the sentence. Dharma thanked the king for his being true to his exalted position. Many times our exalted position is a fake. It's not true. It's just because you are put in that position, that's it. It's not really you earned it, or it's like it just feels like surreal. It's not real. It feels like this is not right. you know so another thing, the important fact that I want to emphasize on here is that um, Krishna's pleasure, like his happiness, how is he being happy here? By being impressed by Pandava's unalloyed devotion, he comes down as a charioteer and he becomes a messenger. He goes to Duryodhana and tries to make peace treaties and all, even though Duryodhana does not see Krishna as a lord. So he takes that humble position of being insulted and all this. And I remember these pastimes in Vrindavan where Krishna comes down as this little baby boy to Devaki and Vasudeva, and then he becomes this fostered kid, this such a lovable baby for Yashoda Mataji and Nanda Maharaj. It's we think they are so we think they are so fortunate, but Krishna is thinking he is fortunate because he is happy to become their son. He comes down as their son, and then he keeps the Nanda Maharaj shoes on his head. Remember that picture? There was this portrait where Krishna holds little, with his little fingers, little palm. He holds the lotus, the shoes of Nanda Maharaj, and he puts it on his head. This is the supreme personality of Godhead we're talking about. He takes somebody's shoes and put his on his head. Can you imagine? Like, can we imagine? Can we do it? We cannot even take our children's shoes and put on our head. What to speak of, elders and other shoes, right? It's so dirty, right? Isn't it? But it's his pleasure to serve his parents, to respect his father like that, to serve his father in such a heart-touching way. It's his pleasure. He takes pleasure in doing these kind of things. He takes pleasure in stealing butter. He takes pleasure in playing with gopas and gopis, and let the gopas and gopis decorate him with all the strange forest flowers. They're not very fragrant also, like they were just flowers lying around, like forest flowers, and he let them decorate him. He let them take all the decorations that Yashoda Mataji is putting on him every day, and then he let them decorate him with all those forest flowers or twigs and all the leaves, whatever they can find. They can make garlands for him. He let them serve him. So it's his mercy. If we are getting that opportunity to serve, to serve the Lord on the altar, it's his mercy. He let us do it. It's not our talent or our technique, or nothing, none of it. It's only his mercy. I remember Premanand Mataji was saying that when we are doing the service on the altar and we finished it in like less than 1 hour, we were like surprised, what just happened, and then Mataji was recollecting. I wasn't thinking, and Mataji was telling after that, it's only because Radha Shamsundar's mercy. In our temple we get services so easily. If you have attended or visited any other ISKCON temple, right, it is very hard. Even if you are initiated or second initiated, doesn't matter. It is very hard to find service in other ISKCON temples. I have seen personally. I went to recently ISKCON Dallas, Radha Kalachandji temple. I went to Mangalarati, I went to, the 6 o'clock Arati and Darshan Arati and all, but then it was very hard to get service. I could not get a service. But Radha Shyamasundar is so merciful. We have to realize that it's very hard to explain. He's very, very merciful, and if we are not taking his service, then it is it's unfortunate on our part. We are unfortunate to not able to take service and go for service and be a part of this initiative. So I would say, please don't step back, think, don't think anything, don't think you're unqualified or don't forget about qualification. It's not our qualification that we are able to render service. It's just Krishna's mercy. It's Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. They are giving this free. They are just distributing it free. They are not expecting anything from us. And we can see, because we have recently went through Srila Prabhupada appearance day and all the, yesterday also we heard from Harishyam Prabhu. It was so, how empowered Srila Prabhupada was. He is Shakta Vyesha Avatar, right? He's empowered by Krishna. We all know, we have read his Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. In his Lilamrita, we have seen, right, in his dream, while he had an heart attack and he was fainted and he had this dream. In his dream, Krishna, with all his incarnations, was pulling the ship, right? He was handling the ship, and the ship was going so smooth on the Atlantic Ocean. Even the captain was surprised. The captain was, surprised that he has never seen the Atlantic Ocean so calm in his years of experience. In his so many years of experience, he has never seen Atlantic Ocean so calm and quiet, that they were just passing through the waters, just like, going on a lake or something. So, when Srila Prabhupada is having his dream, we should not doubt that, we should not doubt that, because we have seen Krishna becoming a charioteer to Arjuna. We have seen it, right? We have seen through the scriptures, the eye of the scriptures, through Shastra Chakshu, we have seen Krishna become the charioteer, Krishna become the messenger, Krishna become the baby boy, Krishna became the naughty teaser for the gopis and gopas. We have seen how he protected by killing so many demons when he was a little child. We have seen lifting Govardhana hill. We have seen Krishna do so many things. Then why should we doubt that Krishna, with all his incarnations, came and held on to the ship, right? Holding that ship and taking Prabhupada across. It was amazing, right? It just feels like, so when Krishna empowers a devotee, it feels that way. It's heavy. It's like, they can move mountains, like Srila Prabhupada. How did he, when he came to this country, right? He saw how the Boston Harbor was like, so much pollution. People were intoxicated. People were, there is so much darkness. He saw so much darkness, and he sing that song, remember, Boro Kripa poem. He wrote the poem as an offering, and then he was praying to, his Guru Maharaj. He's praying to Krishna to give him the mercy, give him the empowerment, so he can render that little, service. So, so we can see, the devotee is always under the protection of the Lord. The devotee is always under the protection of the Lord. We should not doubt it. Even the first whole year, the first year when Srila Prabhupada came, right, he had no help. He had put up so much struggles, and it was very hard for him to get through. But he never felt like he was alone. He mentioned, right, in his Rilamrita, he mentioned he always felt his Guru Maharaj right next to him. He always felt his presence of his Guru Maharaj right with him, and he never felt alone. He was, even though from the outside it felt like there was no success for one long year, right? It was a hardship. It was so cold. He had to use a bathroom 2 miles away from where he was living, just to relieve himself, right? It was so hard. Imagine in the cold weather, being old and elderly, and it is very difficult to put up with all this. But then he came out so successful. He built so many temples in this country, all over the planet, right? I have this, I want to visit each and every single temple that Srila Prabhupada built and just go be there to feel his presence, to feel his empowerment, to see the magic that that Krishna maneuvered through him, through Srila Prabhupada. It's just my fortune to be in the association of so many. Um, the the um, the title that I wanted to give, because the Bhadra Purnima is coming up. We have a part that we can play. We can become a part of the problem or part of the solution, right? To become a part of a solution, all we have to do is simply take your phone, call one person that you know. Just call one person per day and just have a conversation with them. Talk to them about Srimad Bhagavatam. Tell them about Srila Prabhupada. And just ask if they want a Srimad Bhagavatam set or not. I will do that from my part. And I'm just just a conclusion. I'm trying to so may we all be empowered by His divine grace and His grace, to so that we can become a part of the solution and not become a problem. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and you all have a wonderful rest of the day. If there are any realizations or sharings or corrections, please share. Please let me know.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Gauranga. Thank you so much for nicely giving your class and really encouraging us to, do this distribution of Srimad Bhagavatam. Just as you're saying, we're benefiting greatly, and really just how you're describing our temple community is quite unique. In that sense that we have a lot of service opportunities that people don't necessarily get at every temple that they go. So just, appreciating you're highlighting that point, and this Srimad Bhagavatam, especially as you're sharing, we are benefited so greatly from it. So it's almost like if we don't share, we're being a miser. We're keeping something so valuable just to ourselves and not wanting to share with others. Just thank you for bringing out that point. And I will also try to do my part, try to call at least one person from now until Bhadra Purnima, which is on September 20th, to see if somebody's inspired. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for bringing up the miser point and your feedback. Thank you so much. I'll keep in mind. I was a miser for a long time. Trust me. We are on top of the hour. If there is no realizations, good luck with the Bhadra Purnima trials, everybody. See you soon. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, we can close the call.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.